Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is for the 21st of February through the 27th of February 2022. I'm going to talk about the astrology like I normally do, and then I'll do the pick a card based on your astrological sign, sun, moon or rising signs element. And the timestamps, as always, will be under the video in the description box. So this week, there's nothing really super standout. Honestly, there's a few bits and pieces going on. I think one of the main aspects that's happening is on the 25th this week, Mercury in Aquarius makes a square with Uranus in Taurus. So if you've got anything around 11 degrees of a fixed sign, so 11 degrees of Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio or Leo, then you will feel this energy personally as some kind of jarring communication, some kind of unexpected communication, or some kind of abrupt energy in your daily life, your daily routine, your day-to-day movements in terms of, driving here or there, running errands. It could be a bit of a disruptive energy or a bit of tension in the air. So just be aware. And as I said, particularly for those people that have 11 degrees of a fixed sign, if you're going about your daily routine and you're feeling tense, you might attract some tense energy from others, or you might be a bit, you want to be a bit cautious because it can be a bit of an accident-prone energy, but only if it's going to be close to something that you have in your chart around 11 degrees. Can be a lot of mental tension as well, or like inner stress feelings. So probably not the best day to have too many coffees if you've got anything around 11 degrees of a fixed sign. But Mercury is about communication, it's about the mind, it's about short distance travel, so all of those things could be affected. Especially in Aquarius, it can also relate to your technology that you use daily, so like issues with phones or computers, could be some unpredictable strange things happening. So keep that in mind, and don't click on those links that you get on your text message that say you've got a parcel and it's not really a parcel, it's a scam. That's the kind of thing that's going to happen with Mercury square Uranus. For some people, obviously not everybody, but like it would be that type of thing where you get an email that you think, oh, is this genuine or is this a scam? I mean, most people by now can tell, if you've had a phone for a number of years, if you had a computer for a number of years, you get that kind of thing. You just ignore it, obviously, but that's the energy I'm seeing with that. Mars and Venus are still, following each other in the sky, which is really interesting. Mars is ever so slightly ahead of Venus, so that's kind of interesting dynamic. And that will shift a little bit, where I think from next week, Venus starts to move slightly ahead of Mars. So I find that also intriguing. This is, with Venus and Mars conjunct, it's a pretty powerful energy related to love, but because it's in Capricorn, it's got a very practical element to it. So a lot of people are sort of, if you're thinking about your love life, you're thinking about things in a very pragmatic, kind of practical way. So if you're feeling like things are a bit unrealistic or a bit sort of up in the air, you kind of don't really feel like messing around with it too much, because you might be like, well, is this realistic for my life, or is this going to work? Very much a keyword for Capricorn. And yet at the same time, that said, there is something here that's got potential longevity to it, especially for people that have a new connection, or maybe you're kind of moving forward with a relationship in some way that has been part of your past and it's kind of progressing, but you might be having fears come up, because Capricorn likes to be in control, and with Mars and Venus together in Capricorn, it can be a little bit of an issue with control or feeling like you're in control. It's just something to go with it and kind of just take it a step at a time. Capricorn is a very gradual energy. It's not a quick moving energy. It's kind of like, there's the mountain, we're at the bottom, and how we're going to get to the top, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's an interesting energy, and it continues for the next few weeks actually with this Venus-Mars conjunction. So yeah, that's that. So that's going on this week and the next few weeks. 23rd, we have Mars in Capricorn sextile with Neptune, and obviously Venus also, because they're together. That's also sextiling Neptune this week, between the 23rd and the 27th this week. So this is, a positive energy for the Mars-Venus energy. So, I do think that if you've got anything around, I believe, I need to double check, I think it's around, let me see where the degrees are up to. I forgot to note that down. Sometimes I forget to write every detail, but I'm just going to let you know what degree for your own chart the Mars-Venus is up to this week. Okay, interesting. So Venus is up to 19 degrees of Capricorn this week. Mars is at 20. So that's going to positively influence those that have anything around 19 to 22 degrees of Earth, so Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or Pisces. It's going to help Pisces energy. Anyone's got Pisces, Venus, you know, Mars, Sun as well, Moon, rising. And I think those are the main things that I'm seeing there. And Scorpio as well. Yeah, Scorpio as well, with any of those degrees around 19 to 21. So obviously, you know, you need to know your own chart to check those things. But with those sextiles, with Mars and Venus sextile Neptune, that's very harmonious. That's very compassionate. It's very in the flow. So definitely it feels like going with the flow, especially in relationships this week. It really doesn't feel like an energy of trying to push things to happen too much. It's kind of like let things be, let things unfold kind of thing. All right, so what else have we got? We've got, oh yeah, so I mentioned the Mercury square Uranus this week. Yeah, so really that's the main thing that kind of stands out to me. And it is an odd one because on the 25th this week, because Mercury is exalted in Aquarius, then we have square, you know, with a full placement Uranus in Taurus. So the high ideals of Mercury and Aquarius are trying to make change, but they're dealing with something that is not functioning well, you know, with this kind of futuristic vision. And that could actually have a lot to do with what's going on in the world, to do with people's freedoms and, you know, things of that nature, which I've talked about before, coming up to clash against this kind of futuristic element that's trying to, you know, this energy that's trying to put in these new things into society. But the people with, you know, Mercury and Aquarius are sort of having an issue with that and coming up against that. So I find that interesting as well. That's this week. As I said, there's not like super dramatic energy or anything. There's no new moon, full moon, nothing like that. Next week though, we have a new moon in Pisces. So that's actually really nice, I think. At 12 degrees, I'll talk about it next week obviously. And next week the Sun and Jupiter conjunct in Pisces and Mercury conjunct Saturn. I will talk about it next week. Let's look at the cards then for this week. Just make sure my camera is still doing its thing. Yes, it is. Okay, the Astro dice are back. Yay. I didn't use them last week because I was kind of like, got sick of them. Sometimes you need a break, you need to change things up a little bit. Okay, I'm very Taurian, so, and with my 6th house, my changes are like small changes. I'm going to do earth signs first. So fellow Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, let's see what's going on for the earth signs. I've got like 4 different decks this week. I'll just show you what I've got so you know. So I've got the Surrender Oracle cards. The reason I chose that because we're in Pisces season. It's a good time to surrender. Okay, let go, let things flow. That's this deck here. I have also the Enchanted Map Oracle. And what else do I have? I've got the Ask Your Guides Oracle by Sonia Choquette and the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. All right, let's do the Animal Oracle first. Earth signs. Taurus, my fellow Taurians. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, obviously. A Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, 2 cards came out. I'm going to take 2 because you know how it goes with me. Dolphin, ooh, water energy, and it's a 6. There's healing. I'm hearing healing, healing, healing. Wow, that's super strong. I'm also getting something to do with music as well, like music may be healing. There's actually a pregnant woman on there, on that image. You just, oh wow, yeah. So there's something about fertility, but you know, fertility can be obviously literally fertility for some people, but it can also be like the beginning of something new, like a new phase, a rebirth, you know, something powerful like that. Fruit bat, flying fox. Ooh, shadow energies. But look at her. She's engaging with the shadow. The flying fox and the fruit bat, we have those here in Australia. They fly together in like massive, I don't know what they call them, like, you know, you have a flock of birds or a murder of crows. Well, I don't know what the flying foxes are called when they're together, like, but I'm sure I'm going to Google it after. I want to know what it's called. But the flying foxes are really interesting. They communicate through echolocation, I think it's called, something along those lines. That's what I remember reading, so correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember reading. And like through sound, and they're just fascinating. You know, we have tons of them here in Sydney, and I know they get like huge numbers, and they you know, sort of congregate, obviously upside down in the trees. But the symbolism of the flying fox for the earth signs is about your shadow energy. So like what's getting triggered for you at the moment, you know, some stuff could be getting triggered for sure with this energy. You know, it's like the shadow aspects, you know, what's hidden deep within your psyche. And, you know, sometimes with the Venus-Mars conjunction, especially in earth signs, for the earth signs this week, there might be things going on in relationships that are really triggering you. You know, it's funny because sometimes these things that we get triggered by, we don't realize until we're relating with another person that we are actually getting triggered. So no one's an island, like no one's completely on their own. Most people, you know, are not. Most people have connections in their life, friendship, you know, family, or, you know, whatever. So this is talking about that, I feel. It's talking about how other people may be triggering subconscious things, and you need to be aware of this, like what is going on inside of you. Might be a little bit complicated, might feel a little bit complicated is what I'm getting. All right, let's see what else for the earth signs. This is the, I think I forgot to show this deck. This is the, yes I did, hang on, for those that want to know. This is the zodiac reading cards. Okay, I love this deck. It's one of my favorite. I always love the astrology decks. They're just, as an astrologer, of course, I love them, but like they're just so cool because the way you can integrate the messages. All right, so earth signs, earth signs, earth signs. What have we got? Compassion. Have compassion for yourself and others this week. Very strong message. Leo, you know, it's about the heart energy. It's about what you feel in the truth of your heart. And it's funny because I was picking up on complicated shadow issues with this card, but it's like saying, you know what, sometimes you got to forget all those thoughts and what the ego is kind of churning over. Yes, integrate it, yes, acknowledge it, but don't stay in that, and come back to the heart center to know your truth. It says shine brightly like the star that you are. 29 at the bottom adds to 11, which is a master number, and it says an eclipse. So there's a powerful energy for the earth signs this week. Candle almost went out there. That's a bit weird. Okay, didn't go out, but it almost did. All right, let's see what else, and then I'll do the astro dice. Earth signs. Oh, we have a flipping card. Oh, no way, we have dolphin twice. All right, I love the synchronicity that comes up in these readings. It's so crazy, but I just absolutely love it. So we have dolphin twice. Wow. All right, guys, so somebody or several someones that's watching has dolphin animal totem or dolphin spirit animal, which is pretty cool. You know, dolphins also represent spiritually like telepathic communication, connection to Atlantis, Lemuria. Also, you know, the dolphins are very intelligent beings, and, you know, they have some kind of elevated consciousness and intelligence that humans don't quite understand. So, not fully. So, there's something here about going to a different level spiritually. And you know what I forgot to mention? Tomorrow, I think it's, what's the date today? Is it 21st here in Australia? Tomorrow is the 22nd. So depending obviously where you are in the world, tomorrow in Australia and the next day in the US. The 22nd is an amazing high vibrational frequency. You know, a lot of people refer to it as portal energy, which, you know, these are just words. Yes, it can be something like that, but I tend to feel it myself intuitively as somewhat that, but also I'm just getting that there's this high vibration coming in, and I don't know if that's what people mean when they talk about portal energy. I haven't really looked into it. I've just seen people post things like that. But I personally feel, just on a psychic level, these energies that are coming, I can already feel it today, and as I said, it's only the 21st here. There's a high vibration coming in with this 22nd or the 2nd, 2022. There's some kind of communication coming through from higher beings, some kind of communication that you can also access from your own guides. So I do feel that connects in with this. Let's look at the astro dice. Actually, no, I forgot to get, because we had two cards there, I forgot to get a surrender card. So earth signs, what is the surrender message? Oh, this jumped out. Oh, there's too many cards here, but I'll get the top one. Surrender to receiving love and support. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Yeah, so the earth signs are very self-sufficient usually, and I know myself as a Taurus, we're pretty self-sufficient, but we definitely like to receive. And if you're an earth sign that you're having trouble with accepting things or receiving things into your heart, something to be aware of. You know, if you feel that way, if you feel like you're blocking things off, or you feel unworthy, or you feel, you know, all these human issues we struggle with, It's saying let yourself receive. If you're someone that's trying to do everything on your own and you're not asking for help and you actually do really need it, you know, ask for help. It's okay. Sometimes people feel, you know, they feel good when they're asked for help because it allows them to shine their light in the world as well. Astrodice, Neptune, Gemini. Oh, that's a weird energy. And the third house, also Gemini energy. That's crazy. So we have Gemini. You know, the third house is ruled by Gemini. We have Neptune. So there could be some foggy communication or foggy thinking or lack of clarity in your thinking this week or in your communications, okay? Because of Neptune with Gemini in the third house, there could be a lack of desire to want to get out there and have to do the things that you've got to do out in the world, like run errands or go, you know, you've got to go get groceries or you've got to go here or there, and you just may not feel that way inclined. You may feel a little bit sleepy as well with this energy, which is not surprising with we're in Pisces season. I mean, I'm feeling that a little bit, like my mind feels like it's kind of slowing down a little bit, like not in a bad way, just kind of in a cruisy, chill kind of way, you know. And so this can be that. It can be just feeling either communications are unclear, direction is unclear, ideas are unclear. And you may be wanting to have ideas of what to do for your future in some way, but you're kind of like, no, I've got to wait and see. I've got to kind of get through this week or the next few weeks and see where I'm being guided. There's a bit of a lack of clarity, but kind of also trust your intuition is what I'm getting with that, and just go one step at a time. All right, so that was the earth signs. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is, what did I put down next? I put down the air signs. Okay, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see what's going to jump out. I'm going to the surrender cards first. Okay, this one's flipped itself over. And it says surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Well, that's easy to understand what that's about. It's like, yes, get out into nature. You know, that's often a message. Why is that a message that comes up so often? Because people are in their heads too much. And people need to get into their bodies, because that's what we're here on earth for. We're here to be in our bodies, be grounded, but connect to spirit. It's not to be out of the body, okay? And the air signs find that it's very hard sometimes to be grounded. So hence why you have this message here. I've got an airy moon, so I do understand that, you know, even though I've got a lot of Taurus, I can get that way too a little bit. That if you've got an air moon, oh, it's a thing. So like for me, when I get into nature, I just like, oh yeah, I feel settled again. Like I don't feel this weird buzz in my head. It's kind of unpleasant. So doing that's going to ground your energy. It's going to channel off excess electromagnetic fields from, you know, all the technology that we're surrounded by these days, which the human organism is trying to adapt to over time. But sometimes, you know, that energy can make you feel sick or a bit off. So, you know, get away from EMFs for a bit and get out into nature and chill. We have Gemini. Wow. For the air signs, Gemini's come up. So maybe some Geminis are watching today. Or you might have Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Rise to challenges as a new path opens. 27, negotiation. So this is about communication with others in your, you know, close personal relationships, friendships, people in your life. And not shutting off the communication, not kind of, well, that's hard for air signs. Air signs need communication. Definitely, you know, it's air element, which is speaking. It's Mercury. It's, you know, getting those thoughts out of the self, you know, not keeping them inside. What's the animal? Lynx. Ooh, 2. See, we have the 2 here, which is about relationships, and the lynx, you know, like any feline creature, it's kind of a bit of a strategic energy. So I'm getting here, be aware of what you're communicating, and it's not about just saying whatever. It's something important around your communications this week, okay, and really thinking about it. Maybe a bit of a strategic way of communicating, not in a manipulative way, just kind of thinking things through before you kind of pounce on someone or something is what I'm getting. Ah, that makes sense to what I just said. Details. A bit of 6th house energy. 43. That's a 7. Okay. So with this card, it's saying pay attention to the details, especially at work and with regards to what people are communicating with you. It can also be health, I feel, with this. Maybe some of you are writing or journaling this week, or getting your thoughts down can be quite helpful if you've got a lot going on in your head. Let's see what the Astrology say for the air signs. We have Saturn. Ooh, Saturn. Aries, which is, Saturn in Aries is detriment, which is a difficult energy for astrology. 10th house is ruled by Saturn. So, okay, look, someone this week may be dealing with issues related to a father figure which are difficult. Or if it's not a father figure, it's an authority figure, a boss, possibly even a marriage partner, but there's some difficulty here. For some, obviously not everyone is in that situation all those situations I just described. Also, what I'm getting is for the air signs, there could be some frustration around career this week with the Saturn Aries 10th house. Maybe you've been working really hard and you just feel like you're not making the progress that you want to make. Or maybe you feel like you're knocking yourself out, doing so much, but it's just not feeling rewarding, or you're feeling exhausted. So this can be a bit too much kind of with the Saturn detriment and the 10th house ruled by Saturn energy. You might need to take a break, or take a day off, or take an afternoon off, or, you know, do something that lets you tend to the details of your life that you have been missing. Like maybe you need to tidy up at home, or you need to, you know, because this is 6th housey energy to me, which is about the details of your home, your work, your routine, your health. You know, make sure you're making time for you to cover your balance of your spiritual and physical life, you know, not just to be too much focused on what needs to get done in this kind of hardcore way, which came up with the Astro Dice. Okay, next is going to be, I think it's the fire signs next. No, it's the water signs next, actually. So I always go with what I wrote down. So let's look for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Ooh, jumping cards. Aries. Oh, wow. New beginning, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Love this card, actually. Oh, Dolphins came up again, which came up for, I think it was the Earth signs. Can't remember now. New beginnings, a leap of faith. Wow, that's really cool. I love it. So this is saying that there's something going on in your life this week, water signs, which is actually setting you up for a new beginning. Pretty cool. I think it's nice. And it's also going to help your personal vitality and your personal energy. That's awesome. Okay. Look at that sun. It's just shining so bright. Very cool. No, I'm not feeling it yet. Let me just keep going. Okay, I like the jumping cards. Yep. Unexpected visitors. Ooh, okay. So water signs, you have unexpected visitors. Maybe someone's going to knock on your door and say, hello, I'm here to visit. You might not like that, especially the Pisces, no, especially the Cancerians or Scorpios who are very protective of their home and personal private space. So just maybe giving you a heads up. I feel more so with Cancer or Scorpio. There might be someone who unexpectedly contacts you, calls you, knocks on your door, or something along those lines this week at some point, and you're just like, oh, I wasn't expecting you. What are you doing here? Now, that's on a very tangible reality level, but there actually can be another meaning to this, which I'm feeling. You might actually have some kind of spiritual experience this week that opens you up to some kind of perception of something higher. So it's not, obviously not everyone, but some of you may, or one or two of you may. It can be an unexpected visitor in regards to like having a dream of a deceased loved one, or having a vision of someone that's passed, or having a message from someone that's passed, you know, something like that. It feels a little bit spiritual to me. Ooh, it's kind of cool. All right, let's see what else for the water signs with the animal message. It'd be weird if dolphin came up again, because the earth signs have that. I'm not going to put that intention into the cards, but I'm just saying it would be weird. Okay. I feel this. What's this? Dog. Okay, loyalty. It says companionship on the card, but you know, dogs are so loving, such loving creatures. You know, they're very unconditionally loving. So maybe there's someone around you that's going to give you some unconditional love this week. That would be lovely for you. Also represents someone around you who's very loyal. Someone who is, you know, spiritually or physically by your side. Someone who is supporting you through some kind of difficult energy. I'm just going to see what's... Oh, yeah, the surrender deck. I need that one. Okay. I don't usually use 4 decks, but I always feel like there's this missing space here when I use the 3 cards. I'm like, I might as well fill it with the 4th card. So I think from now on, I'll probably do 4 cards, depending on how busy I am. I'm actually super busy with bookings this week. But, you know, I had to close my shop because it's too much for one person to handle. All right, what have we got? Yes, water signs, especially Pisces and Cancer. Surrender that procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Yeah. So look, you may be already doing something, okay? This week for some of you, you're already on that path, which is great. And it's saying, yep, you're going to be ascending up this staircase, which is good because you've got the new beginnings card. So I feel like a lot of you are already putting something in motion, okay? But that said, there might be, you might need to sort of check in with yourself now and then that you're not being too complacent, that when your energy starts to pick up and you feel that inspiration, you start to take action again, you start to sort of focus more on what you want to achieve and what you want to create, so that you can progress in your life and really focus on that staircase. Let's see what the card says. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Yeah, that makes total sense. So water signs, there's new beginning energy. There's some kind of support around you this week, which is really nice with the dog card. Unexpected visitors, multiple meanings, as I said. Let's look at the astro dice for the water signs. Cancer. Oh my God, that's so funny because I specifically kind of called out Cancerians a little bit, and also Scorpios with the procrastination. And Jupiter. Ooh, that's nice. This is great. So look, there's a few different things here. Jupiter, Cancer, some of you may be doing something in your home, like enhancing your home, moving to a bigger home, having better relationships with family, having a lot of support from family, or feeling supported from a close family member. That's really giving you a feeling of thank you, I'm appreciating this and I'm appreciating you. Some of you are having a new beginning with the first house. That's to do with your path, relates to this card. Aries, it's the first house, so it comes up twice. Your life path, your direction relates to this card as well. Particular message for the Cancerians. Reason I say that, not only did it come up in the astro dice, but Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So there's a very favorable energy for Cancerians this week. And even though you do have to watch a little bit of something to do with procrastination creeping in, but you're having a new beginning. Beautiful energy here. Yeah, I like it. I think it's really, really good. Okay. Done. All right. Fire signs is next. Okay, so we have Aries, Leo, Sag. What's coming up this week? Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, Cancer comes up. Cancer. I was just talking about Cancer in the previous. So something about home life. Possibly change related to your routine and home, that kind of thing, or something to do with family coming up this week for the fire signs, like communication with a family member. Could be hearing from a mother figure or a female family member, some possible important conversation. Intention, 22, master number. All right, so, it's asking you to look at anything that, you might be starting like something from home or working on something at home. And it's saying, check in with yourself. What's your intention here? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself what you want to help you kind of progress a little bit more with something that you're working on. See how the owl is sitting on the egg? It's like waiting for something to, be birthed here. And it's kind of, you're in a bit of a waiting process to an extent. But it's got potential. Whatever you're doing has got potential with it, fire signs. A lot of potential. What are you surrendering? Surrender, denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. All right, so it's interesting, she's got the blindfold on there. So maybe there's something that you are not looking at directly enough, or you're not seeing clearly enough. In some way, there might be an issue that you're possibly sweeping under the carpet, whether it's something to do with your own feelings or someone else or a situation. Bull. Maybe some of the fire signs that are watching have some Taurus energy or are dealing with a Taurus. Yeah, it's saying, with your energy this week, there's kind of a bit of a mixed energy going on here. I do feel with this card, it's saying, when you're dealing with other people this week, don't be too forceful, okay? Because it could backfire on you. Don't be too aggressive. And don't be like a bull in a china shop is really what I'm getting. Be more the positive aspects of the Taurus energy, which is patience, perseverance, and inner peace, and cultivating that energy within yourself rather than sort of looking for reactions from others is what I'm getting. Okay, fire signs. What did the astro dice say? Oh, Taurus comes up again. I love that. That's crazy. Saturn. And the 11th house, yeah. So when dealing with groups, whether it's work groups or friends or just people that you're communicating with this week, don't be too hardcore with people because it could backfire on you with the Saturn Taurus energy. We have Taurus again coming up as, as I said, don't be too bullish or too head on with people. It's going to put them off and it's going to create more problems this week. So take more of a gentle approach, a cautious approach with Saturn and Taurus. a step-by-step approach. If you're trying to achieve something this week, step-by-step is the way to go, and have patience with your process that you're in. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much. As I said, my online store is closed for the next few days at least while I catch up on current orders. It will open again soon, but you can check with the link below. You can sign up to my online store with your email address if you'd like to be notified when I reopen the store. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a fantastic